That's not a video that I filmed. That is an AI trainer that I created using Higgsfield. It's looping seamlessly and it's coaching me through a follow-along workout using an app that I built myself using Claude Code within a couple of hours. I'm not going to sell you anything in this video. I just want to show you what's possible with these tools today and also show you how much it costs to create it yourself. I've been using Kettlebell follow-along workouts for years now. I would log onto YouTube, try to find a workout, and sometimes it's really hard to find workouts that suit my needs. Sometimes I might only have 20 or 25 minutes for a workout, and some of them go for 45, and maybe it's not the type of training style that I'm looking for. Maybe I'm looking for something that's more in cardio or fitness, and some of the workouts that are in there are very specific. It works for me. I can do it at any time from home, and I have my kettlebells in the back there. The one problem though is that everything's baked into a single fixed video. Set duration, set exercises, set rep scheme. If I want a shorter workout or a different exercise mix, then I need to go searching for a new video. And to be honest, sometimes that video doesn't even exist yet. So I built a version where the trainer footage and workout schedule are completely separate. The workout is a config, format, duration, exercises, reps. The application compiles the exercises to a fixed time sequence. The player just plays the sequence against a set of looping clips that it has access to. There are three things that make it different from just another fitness app. Number one is that it's fully configurable. There's the same trainer, the same clip library, any workout format, EMAM, ladder, intervals, AMRAP. Change the config and the whole session changes. There's no additional filming required. The trainer footage isn't stock video. It's all completely AI generated, seamlessly looping and synced to the timer. Not a fixed length video that I need to cut around. Number three, it works completely without Wi-Fi. It's a fully offline and progressive web app, meaning that you can take it with you on the go and use it whenever you want. I do plan to host this on my website so you can check it out. I'll drop a link in the description. Now for the architecture. There are three phases, all driven from my Claude.md file. And I did this so that the build stays consistent across sessions. I do plan to upgrade this app later, so I wanted to make sure that the history of the app development is all kept within that Claude.md file, just so that when I do make these updates, the new session will have all of the context of what I've done so far. So the first thing that I started with was the engine and the HUD. So I didn't go into the detail of putting together the videos. I just wanted to make sure that the workout engine was working correctly first. So I wanted to give as much flexibility as possible to be able to set the duration, to set the exercise goals, whether it's fat loss, strength, cardio. And phase two is where I use the Higgsfield MCP to build out all of the images that would eventually become videos. And then phase three was wiring up the video player, just so that all of the images could become videos and then be played according to the workout timer. The engine is one pure function. It takes the config and then figures out the workout from there. So it will return a list of segments, each with an exercise and a duration against it, and a met value for the calorie estimate. Every format is just a different compiler that produces the same segment shape. The player doesn't care about which format it's running. I also programmed the timer to work in such a way where it deltas against the segment boundary, meaning that a 20-minute workout doesn't drift against the wall clock. I also added a line of code to make sure that the browser doesn't freeze when it's advancing to the next workout. I think the training clips are the most interesting part. This is where I spend most of my time. The actual application build was pretty straightforward, but when it came to refining the clips for the trainer and getting those clips right, that's where things required a bit more work and exploration with Higgsfield. I had to go through various different iterations to make sure that the clips were right and that they were framed correctly, and also to make sure that it was a smooth animation throughout. You'll see in some of the examples that I didn't quite get there, so this is something that I'm still going to continue working through to try and perfect it. The one trick that I did learn is you have to make sure that the start and end clips are exactly the same, just to make sure that there isn't a visible gap. The other thing that I did was add a subtle crossfade between the end and the start clips, just to make sure that that gap once again wasn't visible to the eye. Before doing this, I noticed there was a bit of a flicker when it was at the end of the loop, transitioning to the beginning of the clip. That was a little tweak that I made to make it look more seamless. Phase three was when I wired up the video player. Whilst one clip is playing, the next clip is actually preloading in the background so that it's ready for when that exercise ends and the new clip is seamlessly loaded up without any delay. As I said before, this took a couple of hours for me to build in Claude Code. It took 2 sessions. So I used Fable up front just to lay out the plan and to get all of the foundations set. And then I was able to move to a cheaper model to do the actual build. And as I went through and continued to iterate on this, I added some more game-like features just to give it that premium feel. Now, this is what brings me to the numbers. How much did it actually cost me to build this application by myself? So just to be clear, this isn't a guess at all. This is the actual numbers that I pulled from my Claude and Higgsfield accounts. So you'll be able to see exactly what it takes to build out an application like this. So it was 2 Claude Code sessions, about 1,100 assistant terms with Opus, Fable, and Sonnet. At standard pay per token API rates, it works out to be roughly $349. For Higgsfield, it was 511 credits, and that was across the hero images, the reference poses, and I ended up creating about 6 looping clips. And at Higgsfield's top-up pricing, it works out to roughly be about $25. So if you add everything up, about $420 to create an app like this. Like I said, it's not finished, but I think I have more than enough room in my Higgsfield budget to bring the app more to life, to fix up the trainer, to create more looping videos, and to also generally uplift the app to make it more premium. But also, just to be clear as well, I use the Claude Max plan. So it's not like I had to fork out over $400 to build this. This just comes inclusive with my plan. And I had some extra credits left over anyway. I have more than enough usage before it resets. So I wanted to use this as an experiment to see how far I can push it. I've had this idea for a while, so I wanted to finally bite the bullet to see how I could bring it to life. And I was so surprised with how quickly I was able to do it. So there you go. That's the Kettlebell Coach. It was built for specifically me. It's something that I'm going to be using every week to help monitor my fitness and to help streamline my workouts and to make it more calculated. And also making sure that I'm working out with enough intensity. I've been partnering this up with my Apple Watch. So I have all of the health data that goes along with these workouts, and I'm using it to constantly fine tune. If you want to know more detail about this project, or if you have any questions about how I was able to create the videos, please leave a comment in the description below, and like and subscribe if you want to see more of this content. Like I said, I will leave a link to this Kettlebell Coach in the description. I'm going to host it on my website, so you'll be able to see how it works and see some of the quality of it. And like I said, this is not a pitch. Just wanted to show you what's possible with the AI tools today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.